Let's see if we get the lady back.
Hello.
How you doing, ma'am? I'm gonna just say ma'am for time's sake. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, my name is Monica, and I'm calling from Atlanta.
Okay. Did you have a question or comment?
Yes, I'm new to your channel, so I just wanted to say thank you for I like everything that I have seen so far and heard. I have a question, and it's kind of random, but they say like if you commit suicide, you go to hell. So I was wondering if a child commits suicide, do they go to heaven or hell?
Okay. So I pray that that's not any of your children, any children that you know. But you don't die and go to heaven or hell. There is like when you die, the scriptures say that you sleep because your spirit sleeps or your spirit is dormant until it's time to be judged back in the earth. So like if I go to 2 Samuel 7:12, when the Lord was talking to David, he says that when thy days be fulfilled and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and I will set up seed after thee. So when you die, you sleep until it's time to be judged again. So the only thing that I would say is that someone that unalives themselves because of whatever torment or condition that they're in, they will be born back in, and then that judgment of how they live that life will be determined by the Most High.
Okay. Unfortunately, I lost my 16-year-old daughter 3 weeks ago to suicide.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Lord be with you and your family.
I appreciate it. And I'm hearing all kinds of stuff, like she's going to hell or she's in hell. And,
who's telling you that?
Like people at the church, and they're just like they're ministering to me, but telling me that this is just life. Like she did not go to heaven, and I'm going to this grief counseling class.
What are they basing that off of?
I guess the suicide.
Okay, and I'm assuming now, if I ask you any question that's too personal, but because you're calling live, that's why I'm going to ask you questions. But if I ask you something too personal, then you just let me know. I'm assuming that she did it because maybe she was oppressed or she went through something or something like that.
Yeah, she was in a toxic relationship, and she came out and said she was gay about 6 months ago. But my husband and I don't think that. I don't really think Jessica was gay. I think that she's trying to find herself, and she's not being accepted, so she's confused. She was confused, and
right. And when she came out as gay, was she accepted by the family, by the church, or was she rejected?
She was rejected by the church.
Right. And so sometimes when adolescents go through stuff at an early age and they get rejected like that, what happens is sometimes that could put them into a form of depression. And where the real demon or the real heaven or the real hell comes in at is the torment that you go through when you're alive. And sometimes that torment that you go through when you're alive can cause you to unalive yourself, can cause you to commit suicide. And if you don't get the right help, that's what will happen to you. So it's unfortunate that she did that. But now you as the mother and then your husband as the father, y'all have to live with the notion that she's not tormented no more. So I'll give you another scripture. This is Job. This is in the book of Job, the 3rd chapter. And I'm going to read this is verse 11. I'm going to read all the way to verse 17. So this is Job. When Job was going through his torment, this is what Job asked for. He says, why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the spirit when I came out of the belly? Why did my knees prevent me, or why did the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet and should have slept. Then had I been at rest. Now this is saying if he was dead, he would be at rest. It says, this is verse 17, it says, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. So what he's saying is, at death, the wicked are not troubling you anymore. So you're not there ain't no place that your daughter is at, which now she was tormented in this life. Now in the afterlife, she's tormented. Nor is there a place that your daughter is at where she's getting this bountiful blessings in heaven. Her spirit is at rest, which is what happens with everybody, regardless of how you die, or regardless of what your life was like. When your flesh separates from your spirit, you're at rest until the Lord's judgment. And the Lord's judgment takes place when we're born on this plane. So in the last scripture I'll give you. So in Ecclesiastes, it says, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. It doesn't say, in death or in hell or something like that. You see it under the sun. Under the sun is the planet Earth. So, I'm not your counselor or anything like that, but when you're going through life, what I would do if I was you, I'm pretty sure you had great memories with your daughter, right?
Yes.
And you had great things. Right. So I wouldn't dwell on the fact that your daughter is not here. Like like the scriptures say, you mourn for your children, or you mourn for a loved one, 7 days. But then after that, you have to live for your daughter. Like, your daughter is not here, but you're here. So you can't now live in death, because now you're not living at all. It don't make no sense for both of y'all not to be here. Now you'll live your life for your daughter. And then maybe you'll have another. I don't know if you have other children or not, but maybe you'll have another child and then raise her up or raise him up. But you can't live wondering if your daughter is somewhere getting tormented. The Lord gave her rest. Even in death, the Lord gave her rest. You understand? So you want to live like that. And this is coming from someone that actually loves the Most High, listens to the Most High. So if you're going to listen to anybody, just listen to me. So don't listen to the church that's going to tell you shit. And what type of church you going to that's telling you your daughter's getting tormented? Like, that's a horrible church. That's a hard. Good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it really is. It's disgusting. Well, I'm going to a Baptist church, and I just recently lost my mother. So, and it'll be a year on Halloween, actually. So I'm going to her church, and I recently just accepted my faith. Like, I believe in God, and I don't know. I don't know the Bible front and back, but I'm willing to learn it, and I don't know. I thought these people were right, because they're the preacher's telling me and his wife's telling me something, and I'm believing them, but I'm also in this rage where I just want to
Well, if you want peace,
look out.
Yeah, well, I can't speak for what churches you decide to go to, but if any church is not actually giving you true comfort, that is not the place that you should be. So I hope that by me telling you the truth, you was able to get some comfort to just know that your daughter is not in any torment right now. Your daughter is now able to rest from the torment that she was receiving, that was so much that she couldn't bear it in this life. So now she's at rest, okay?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No problem. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.